Hello everyone, welcome into Fatty's Feast, where we make the best food you'll ever eat without leaving your backyard. My name is Josh, and today I am showing you how to make delicious pork candy. Poor man's burnt ends, liquid gold, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, pork belly burnt ends. God, they're so good. Let's get into it. So as per usual, I have a plan to film and it's windy as hell and my mic isn't working again. So I really need to figure out what to do about my microphone situation. I have my camera microphone on, so hopefully that audio works out okay, but it's windy out, so who knows what's gonna happen. So right here I have half of a pork belly. I'm guessing this is about 5.2 pounds or something. It's plenty. Meat prices are still a little bit ridiculous, and this cost me $45 at Costco for, 10.5 pounds. So not really the amount I wanted to pay. I've got it for cheaper, but meat prices are starting to come down, and I just couldn't wait anymore because I really wanted to do this video for you guys. So there are many ways that you can prep a pork belly for burnt ends. One way is to just throw it on the smoker whole, like a brisket, and then cut it up later on. Another way is you can cut the belly into strips, like I'm doing here, and throw them on like that, and then cube them up later on in the cooking process. What I'm doing here is I'm just going to cube them up right away. So I'm going about 1 inch or so, maybe a little bit more. This end piece is going to be thicker, it's just not as even. And you can see the fat on there. It looks delicious already, it's nice and soft. And I'm just gonna eyeball them. I said 1 inch, but realistically, these are gonna shrink down a lot during the cook process. So you wanna make them a little bit bigger than you do small. Something like that looks perfect. Now, what's the benefit of doing it this way versus, doing it in just strips and then cutting, or just doing it whole? I like to get seasoning on all sides of every bite. Now sometimes, the seasoning can be a little much or you're not looking for as much bark. And that's when you would actually just cube them up later on because you wouldn't be seasoning half of the bite itself. This one down here is a little bit thicker, so I'll make these a little bit smaller, not too small. These down here you can see have a lot less fat. And this is what we're left with. We got a lot of pork here, so I hope someone comes over and helps me with this. For seasonings, I'm doing my Meatheads Memphis Rub. I've used this on pork in many other videos, and we're going very liberal. It's a saltless seasoning, so we're going to add some kosher salt and, of course, lots of coarse ground black pepper. And I forgot my mustard. I'll just throw it in like that. And we're just going to give this a nice mix around. I'm going to add a little bit more of everything, just for good measure. What are you doing? Now Jameson wants to help, of course. Okay. After a few minutes of mixing, we got nice even seasoning all around. So now I have this little baking sheet thing, and I'm going to place these evenly, fat side up. And you might be wondering why I have this turned upside down, why the little prongs are facing up. It's because on the smoker, when I start turning these, it's easier to move than if I have them the other way. And some of these are a little uneven, that's fine. Now I just gotta find room. Look at that, perfect. Let's take these bad boys out and get them on the pit. All right, we're just over 1 hour in. This fire has been a pain in the ass to maintain because it's windy as shit still. But let's take a look at what we're working with. All right, a little smoky, I just put some wood on. These are looking pretty good. Fat's rendering a little bit. Pretty even temps throughout the whole cook right now. Spongy still, so nowhere near close to being done. I'm gonna take this probe, and then what's nice about this is we can maybe, let's do this, turn. Very easy to do. Not really seeing the need to spritz yet. Even these that were on the other side feel very nice. That one's actually pretty good too. And to touch these things in a hot environment, I'm using my Grillaholics grill gloves. Beautiful, heat resistant. Get yourself a pair, link in the description. Fatty's 20 gets you 20% off. I just have to keep working with this because, like I said, it's windy. I'm surprised the fire department hasn't been called on me yet. There we go. Just keep working with it. Maintaining temps has been somewhat okay. It's just dirty smoke and stuff like that that's really driving me nuts at this point. But we're gonna keep this going. Same temperatures, 250 to 275, maybe even 300 if it happens. That's not a big deal. If I feel the need to spritz it, I'll bring you guys back in, but I don't think I'm gonna have to spritz anything. I think we can keep this going until they're ready to sauce. So we'll check back in a little bit. All right, so I brought these in the house because it's still windy as shit out, and they're looking great. Let me show you what we're looking for before we actually put them in the pan. So you really want to use like a thermopen or something and see if they're probe tender. And the other thing you're looking for is fat render. And when I do this, you have that fat that's coming out like so. It's like almost, I called it a marshmallowy consistency. You have some that aren't as, look at that, it's like a pimple, it's hot. You have some that aren't as tender. That's okay though, because we're gonna keep them on. I mean, they're done, they're safe to eat, so we're not worried about that. That being said, before I sauce them, I want to try one of them. Hot. Oh my god. I was afraid about dirty smoke, but those are really good. The fire's just been a pain in the ass because of the wind, but anyway, let's get these. This is a mess. Let's get these into our tray, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. So, one of these trays will do fine. I'm just going to throw them all in. And this part you can do whatever you want. I'm going to start with some barbecue sauce. This is just Stubbs spicy. That's what I have, so we're going to use it. And I'm just going to throw it on pretty evenly. Good helping of it. And as we go along, we can just sort of mix them up a little bit. Now, keep in mind, more fat's going to render, so we'll have a lot of juice in here. I'm just going to throw a touch more of this rub on here, because that's not going to hurt anything. It's no salt, once again, so it's just a lot of sugar and stuff that's not good for me. This is really not good for me. We're doing some honey. And then because there's not enough fat in these at all, let's throw in some knobs of butter. I mean, that's just completely necessary. And then we will foil this up. And then we're just gonna throw this back on the smoker for maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, not too long, because they're already cooked through. We just want to get all this stuff incorporated, and then we will give them a real try, even though they're already delicious. So we'll see in a few. And 45 minutes later, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have. Look at that. I just want to show you this one right here. Fat just oozing out like so. Oh my God, they look so good. I'm going to be honest. I already tried one. I'm going to try another one because I'm not going to stop eating these. Guys, amazing, all right? Freaking amazing. Look, burnt ends are amazing from a brisket. You know, it's the best part of the brisket, but I'm poor. And this is why they call them poor man's burnt ends, because they're a cheap alternative, well, not really now, but a cheap alternative to your burnt ends with that fat and that flavor that you really, you just can't get enough of. And personally, the flavors in this with the spicy barbecue sauce, it adds a kick, and then drizzling some honey on top, gets a little sweet tone to that. Oh, it's to die for. A lot of people use brown sugar also. I'm a diabetic, so I don't keep that kind of stuff in my house. But I have honey. I think it worked out really well. Now, as I said in the beginning of this video, this is a very quick cook. It should take like 3 to 4 hours. With the wind today, shit happens. You know, it wasn't perfect, but that's what we're all about here on this channel. Is we're not sugarcoating anything except for the burnt ends, maybe. But we're showing you that, hey, shit's going to go wrong. It is what it is, and you can still make delicious food, even when shit doesn't go your way. This is a Frost Buddy koozie. Amazing. This fits so many different types of cans, even tall boys. I'm probably going to do a review on this, and I'll put a link here somewhere when I do. But a very easy recipe to make, even for beginners. Like the juice. Oh my God, I just want to eat this whole tray. That'd probably be bad. I'll probably die. But make this at home, even with a pellet smoker, if you have an offset, whatever, a big green egg, it'll work fine. Just do it. It's amazing. A very forgiving piece of meat. And I also want to say the bark on these, like the bark just looks so good. You could mix this up, but these are so tender that I don't want to touch them. I just want to leave them as is. So guys, I really hope you found value in today's video. If you did, it means so much to me if you smash that like button to get this content out to more people. In the future, I'm going to be doing a pork belly brisket. Yeah. That's actually a thing. I know it sounds weird. I'll use the other half of the pork belly that I didn't use today, and when I make that video, I'll put it right here. Until that time, there's just going to be another random video right here. Click on it. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. I promise you. Also, if you want to see me make some other stuff on my smoker, the playlist is right here. Watch all the videos. You'll learn a lot. You'll enjoy it. And if you love me that much, you can subscribe right here. Thank you once again, everyone. I love you so much. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tubby.